Hello and welcome back to Budget Beauty. I am Lindsay Beatty. I am the creative force and the face behind Budget Beauty, and this is the breakdown where we take a look that has been completed and I detail for you what I use to do it. So today I decided to do one because I was like, oh, I did this look really fast this morning, and it turned out pretty well for how fast I did it. And I was very pleased with the final result. So, and it's held up fairly well because I did my makeup probably about 8:15 this morning. So yeah, I'd say about 8:15. And so I was like, well, let me see how this holds up for the rest of the day. And here we are. And this has been fantastic. It is about 6 o'clock now. So this has been on for about 10 hours. So yes, this is pretty good for 10 hours. So that's why I decided I wanted to do an episode today. So, let's get started. So to start with, I decided I was going to wear green, today because I have this green sweater dress and it's like super not warm outside. We are in the beginning of November, middle of November, and so I'm like, oh no, it's cold out there. I need something on my arms. So I was like, I'll wear this new sweater I got. It's a new sweater dress. I got it from Old Navy. And so I was like, well, let me go ahead and pull something together real quick with it, and we'll do that, and then we'll match accessories, and then we'll match makeup to it. So generally, I pull together my outfit first, and then I do my makeup, which I'm assuming most normal people do that. But I was like, I will do that, and then I usually decide what hair I want to wear with the outfit, because if it's, I mean, it depends on what I'm doing. So that definitely determines the hair, and then the hair kind of sort of also determines the makeup. So because I have wigs for different styles. So this wig, of course, is the Beehive wig, which you guys can see. Kind of, the Beehive is here. I have to lean down a little bit for the camera, but this is the Beehive wig. And so I bought this green scarf many ages ago. I don't even remember where I bought it from. I want to say Claire's, maybe Old Navy. I don't remember, but it's a very silky green scarf. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll wear that with this today instead of my other green scarf that I was thinking about. And also because, as a rule, and I don't know if I touched on this or not, but generally, once it starts getting cold and we start getting into autumn and the winter, I do not wear hair flowers. I wear scarves, as a general rule. Now, once the spring comes back, I'll start back wearing hair flowers. Now, sometimes I will wear a scarf in the summertime, but generally, because I'm already wearing this wig and then I'm trying to wear a scarf with it, it's too hot. So that's why I generally save hair flowers for spring, summer, and then scarves for like fall and winter, because it's starting to cool off here for me. So yeah, I started instituting that as a general rule when I started wearing scarves in my hair and flowers. So yeah, that served me well for the last decade or so. But yes, so also then for my accessory, I wore these green earrings I got from a hair store. And I wore my wedding bands and my very favorite coffin ring. And I'm wearing a tie. Now, very special. This tie is actually very special. Straighten my tie a little bit. This is the tie that my husband wore for our wedding, our wedding ceremony, because if you guys will recall and you've seen some of my wedding photos, I wore green and our colors were green and gold, and so he wore like a beige suit to mimic the gold side of things, and I wore a green dress. Well, with his accessories, he wore a green tie as part of the green to give him a tie to the green also. And then I wore gold jewelry. So to go with my green makeup and green dress and all of that. So I bought like 7 of these because I bought them off of Amazon in 2020 because anticipating I was going to buy my groomsmen their green ties. Well, our wedding didn't go through in 2020. It went through in 2021. And we didn't have a wedding party by the time we actually did get married, thanks to COVID. So I did not, I now have 7 green ties that I'm like, what am I supposed to do with green ties? So I do wear ties on occasion. I do wear menswear. And so I was like, well, I'll wear this tie today with this sweater dress, and I'll match it. And it matches this sweater dress perfectly. And then I wore a black collared shirt up underneath here to be able to wear the tie. And I was thinking about wearing a white shirt, but I was like, nah, the black one was the first one that I came to. So I was like, well, looks like I'm going to wear a black shirt. So I also retied this tie. I had to do a Windsor knot for this tie because at some point I had to unloosen it, and I was like, crap, now I gotta retie it. So I already know how to tie a tie. I know how to tie a Windsor knot, so I just very quickly retied it last night, and then this morning when it was time, I just threw it on. And I really like this outfit, and I'm wearing black tights to go with it. So the theme is really green and black today, which my manager also wore green and black. And a couple of weeks ago, both of my managers wore green and black. Big Boss Man and Boss Lady also wore green and black, and I was wearing green and black also. And I was like, listen, the best team is wearing green and black today. So when I saw my manager this morning, I said, oh, now listen, now we can't be doing this too often. People start talking. But I told him, I said, great minds think alike. He laughed at me. But I decided to go with green makeup, as you can see. So let's get started on this makeup. So to start, I started with my face. I did start with face prep this morning to get started on doing the makeup itself. And this look took probably about 15 minutes, maybe about 15 minutes, maybe about 20 minutes. I was in a hurry and I was trying to hurry up and get this makeup done. So I started for my primer. I started out with the Sephora Smooth and Blur primer. And I got that rubbed in real fast. That didn't take very long. It was a quick rub in, and then while I was letting that sit on my face for a minute and kind of get on the skin and sit there for a minute, I did my under eye, and I used the Ruby Kisses. This is the Ruby Kisses Ultra Easy Eyeliner. And the shade is just like black. Yeah, intense black. That's the shade. Yeah, intense black. So this comes with its own little sharpener, and I used it the other day to sharpen up. Now, this was the cool thing. So originally my mom had one of these pencils. And so because once she started losing her eyebrows with the chemo, she had really thick eyebrows like this also. And so when she was starting to lose her eyebrows with chemo, she also she was using a pencil to kind of like draw them back in. And then of course when she stopped chemo and the hair cells started regenerating, everything came back as like silver. I remember her telling me, she was like, yeah, all my hair came back silver. And I was like, oh, okay. She said even her facial hair, like she had started developing facial hair because she was in her 50s, 60s when she started chemo. So She started growing hair on her chin. So that is why, and she had kind of a sort of mustache, but really it was here. It was right in this area. So I'm like, so that's what I need to be looking forward to. Yes, probably. So she stopped using her pencil, but I found a pencil that she hadn't even opened. The other day I found it in my drawer where I keep like my sewing supplies, because that's where she kept her extra makeup pencils and things. And I thought that was cool. Because also, like, my mom's been gone for 10 years, so that pencil's got to be at least 10 years old. However, it's probably fine. Like I say, it hasn't been open. So I have put it off to the side as an extra for when I run this pencil down where I otherwise stop using it. I have another black pencil outside of my other Mr. Soft Pencil Senior and Junior. So I'm looking in the kit to see if I have any other ones besides those. And I do actually have, I think I got another one somewhere aside from the one that I just found. So there's that. So, yeah, I did that, and y'all see it's still pretty fresh. It's migrated just a tad, but that also might be me messing with things. It has migrated just a tad. But it's not terrible or anything. But I gave myself a thick black underline this morning. So, moving on. While I was waiting on that, I went on ahead. While I was still waiting on my face, I went on ahead and did my eyes. I got my eyelids prepped with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the regular variety. I got that primed and ready to go because I knew this was quick drying, and that's why I wanted to use it. And it was, in fact, quick drying. So then I jumped back to my face while I let that sit on my eyes. I jumped back to my face, and for the primer, I'd already done the priming with the Sephora. So I was ready to go ahead and start applying. So I used for the foundation, I used my Essence foundation stick. This is the Essence foundation stick in the shade 240. It is a perfect match. Now, it don't look like it right now because I got all this, I got setting powder and blush, and I got all that on top of this. But when I tell y'all this is a perfect match for me, very pleased. I wanted to use a stick this morning because I was in a hurry. And sticks tend to be, instead of me having to sit there and prime and get the liquid foundation ready to go. This is still a cream based foundation. So I still had to use a foundation brush to blend it out. I had to use a cream foundation blush, but I needed to do something really fast, so that's why I used this. I was very pleased with the result. Now, then, after I did that, I used a little tad bit of concealer, and this is the I Am Magic concealer from Juvia's Place. As y'all can see, there is no logo on this bottle because I have wiped it off, basically. It should be right here, but I have since wiped it off. But this is shade 7. This is J7. And so I did a little bit here and a little bit in the inner corner. I learned how to do this because I've been watching Robert Welsh. And he also has a video that's like, how do you do concealer? And as he said, it works different for everybody. However, most people are going to have this little dip right here, and I do. So I learned, put a little bit out here and a little bit in the inner corner, and then work your way across. And that's how I did that. I also tried to avoid putting foundation under here, and I just wanted to go in with this concealer underneath my eyes and then set it. So, but this, y'all know how much I love this concealer. This is the 7. The 8 is actually a perfect match, but the 7 is still pretty good. 7 is still pretty good. So I was very pleased with that. And and the results with that. Now, I then, instead of setting my face immediately, I didn't set my face immediately. I jumped back to my eyes a little bit, and knocked that out. So once my stuff was dry, I went in with this is the NYX Vivid Rich Retractable mechanical liner. I'm so used to it is retractable though. I'm so used to the NYX lip liner all the time, which I did use also. I gotta grab it. I am gonna grab it in a minute. But I use this. This is the Vivid Rich. I just bought this. I ordered it off of Amazon, I think. Because I've never seen this in a store. So maybe I'm just missing it and I ain't paying no attention. But I feel like I've never seen this in a store. So I ordered this off of Amazon. Because y'all know I'm always in the market for a green eyeshadow and green liner. So this is in the shade, It's Giving Jade. So y'all can see. Now, I cut my crease with this, and it was fairly faint. And that, I was kind of like, but I had to build it up a little bit. And that's what I did. I was building it up a little bit. So, this is going to take some working to get it to give me a little bit more color payoff. So, that was my crease cut. Now, for the actual eyeliner, for the actual like eyeshadow and thinking, I was thinking what I wanted to talk about with this. I used two things. Now, I started with this as my base. This is the L'Oreal Lace Shadow Stick. And it is in the shade, let me find it. It's on here. Twilight Emerald. 270 Twilight Emerald. I really like this stick. It has a cooling sensation to it. I really like this L'Oreal stick. These are great. I have several of these now. Very impressed with this. It goes on and you got to give it a minute to dry down. But once it dries down, it's a nice deep emerald color. As you can see it's going to be darker than what I got on here. So it's like a forest, definitely a forest green. And so, as y'all could see, so I use this as my base, and I carried it all the way down. I did not do an over the eye, pin-up eye today. So I carried it all the way down. Then, now I came back in later on, much later, but we're going to talk about it if I did it right then. I came back in with the NYX Jumbo eye pencil, and this is in the shade Matcha. I came back in and did this highlight up here, as you can see. And then I blended it out with one of my little tubes. I kind of blended it in with the base. And it gave me this nice halo effect. Now, these I've discovered, use these as toppers. Don't try to do this on your eye as a base because it's going to crease. I've had several of the colors crease as bases. So that's why I was like, no, use these as a topper. So I liked how this turned out as the topper here. And I kind of achieved the effect still with the over the eye pin-up eye, because that green is just dark enough. You can see it kind of peeking from up underneath here. If I get in close, you can kind of sort of see it peeking through with this over the top as like a arch effect over it. It still kind of gives that pin-up eye look. I'm really pleased with this though. I really like how this worked together in tandem with this. So I'm looking forward to using this a little bit more with other greens that I have. Because I have a lot of those NYX pencils. I am looking in my kit right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus this one makes 8. I have 8 of those. And that ain't all that they make. I've just, some shades I'm like, I don't need that shade. So, but that's, that green, I really like that green. So then we did for the rest of the eye, to finish off the eye. I went in with this because I've been trying to use this a little bit more. When you have options, you ain't got to go to this every single time. So I went in, this is the Essence Lash Princess mascara primer. It's extra length and volume. And then I went in with this. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. And that is why you can see these lashes without, too much mascara on them. I use these two. And I'm very pleased with the lash work today, because they are popping still. And this is, like I said, it's 10 hours later. So that finished off the eye. Okay. So my eye's done. Let's talk about blush. Now, I actually put blush on correctly this time because I used a liquid blush. I did not use a powder brush this morning. I used a liquid blush. Now, let's talk about this Essence Baby Got blush. I originally put this on. This is in the shade Pinkalicious. I originally put this on. I called myself, I only did like 2 dots, right? I got no payoff. I was like, now wait a minute. And I did exactly how I'm supposed to do. Like I said, I've learned, I've mastered this now. You put your liquid dots on, and then you tap to diffuse. Okay. So I'm like, now why ain't I getting no payoff here? This look like I ain't did nothing on either side of my face. So I was like, all right, look like I'm gonna have to go in and add something else on top of this and build up. So I went to the old standby, super pigmented Miss Juvia's place here. Yo, I used, y'all see this? This is with, this blush is underneath setting powder plus setting spray and 10 hours. Okay. This is 1 dot on each side. Like 1 dot here, 1 dot here. Yo, y'all see this payoff? That was 1 dot. I was like, oh shit, I only need 1 dot. I only need 1. I don't need more than 1. More than 1 is too much. This is so much. It is super pigmented. This is the shade Pink Lady, by the way. So this is the Juvia's Place blush, liquid blush in the shade Pink Lady. 1 dot. And you see color payoff all down here. I mean, I was having to diffuse it. And then even still, I was like, whew, I'm glad I'm putting some setting powder over the top of this, because this would be like, it would be too much. It would, the effect would have been too much. It would have been too intense. So 1 dot, but y'all see, this is 10 hours worth plus setting powder and setting spray on top of it. I'm like, God dang. But listen, it's worth the money. I wanted blush and I got blush. So I know that with that Baby Got blush, I have to use it with something else. So I have to build it up. I can't do just 1 dot with it. I have to do multiple dots and then build up. So, which is fine, but I had to learn that about that this morning. That's, and I kind of sort of knew that just from using it before, that I have to do that. So as you can see, I don't need to put anything else on because it's still very, very pink on the side of my face. Now, I did use, for the setting powder, I came in after that and I did setting powder. And I used the Juvia's Place I Am Magic setting powder. This is in the shade Gobi. So I knew that was going to lighten it up a little bit, and I knew it was going to tamp down this effect just a tad, which is what I wanted. I wanted subtle blush. I didn't want intense blush. So that worked very well. I was very pleased with the effect there, that I got from this. So then I went ahead and I did my lips, because now we're at the end. So I like to do my lips, and then I like to actually set with spray. Okay. So for my lips, I went in with, to start with, I said I was going to reach over and get it out the kit. So hang on just a second. I got, let's see. Where did I stick you? Okay. This is the NYX. This is the Sand Beige. This is a retractable lip liner in the shade Sand Beige. I use that to line my lips to give myself I guess maybe a matching hidden lip. So then I went in. This is the Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tint in the shade Pinky Promise, number 45. And I did a pink lip, and I think I might put a little bit back on here. I have drank and I've eaten several things during the day, so my lip still looks good. I'm still okay with this lip, but I'm gonna add a little bit back. I really like the subtle pink here. It's very, very nice subtle pink. Really impressed with the Teddy Tint. I actually really like the Teddy Tint. I have several colors in this. I have 5 other colors in this, so I like this. I know some people who don't like the Teddy Tint, and it worked for me. You gotta build up with it. It really depends on your building up of it. Like, you do multiple swipes of it, you're going to get more of it. 1 is going to be very sheer. 2 is like a medium, I don't even want to say a medium coverage. It's like a moderate coverage. And then 3 or more, you're going to get intense color. So I'm fine with it. I actually like it. Sometimes I don't want an intense pink. And it also plays well with gloss on top. And it does dry down. It will dry down. I just didn't let it dry just now, and I'm not going to let it dry. I didn't let it dry this morning. But really like this Maybelline Teddy Tint. This is exactly what I was looking for when I want a soft pink. I want a soft, subtle pink. I also can get that same effect with the Sephora brand pink. This soft, matte and easy. I actually read it right for once. The soft, matte and easy. This is actually really good too. When you want a subtle, soft pink. I'm going to add a little bit on here. And it dries quickly too, so as you can see, this matches it. That Superstay Teddy Tint that I just put on. It matches very well. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want a loud pink. And this will dry down and it'll be very soft and subtle. Very pleased with that from Sephora also. So then I went in with, on top of this, I went in because I wanted a little bit of glitz to the lip. So this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Lip Gloss. And this is in the shade Taurus. This is the one I just bought. Y'all know I have Libra and I have my sign Gemini. But I went in over the top of that with this. And when I tell y'all this gives, when I'm wanting to do a Barbie look and I'm really wanting a Barbie pink look to things, this Color Icon lip gloss, it'll do it every time. Because the shade that's mine, I want to say mine for Gemini. Let me see if I do Gemini. Nope. No, when I do Libra, Gemini is the clear. When I want to do it, Libra will work also. So, yeah, I'm very pleased with this. But yeah, if I want to do a Barbie pink, buddy, listen, we get Barbie all right. So this kind of has some chrome to it. This is like that chameleon. It's like a less intense version of the chameleon chrome. But it's still got chrome properties to it. So I'm just slightly reapplying this. Over the top of the lip. And see, you can't really see too well, but in person, it is very, very chrome-ish. So, then, to lock everything down, finish off the look, I went in with the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting spray and locked everything down. Now, I'm slightly oily and slightly a little shiny just because, one, the lighting in here, but also I am a little oily. I do get a little demattified over time. So some of that Danessa Myricks yummy face serum, the water powder serum, is going to help with that. Now, I don't really get too super shiny in my T-zone, which is where they're like, put it in your T-zone. But they're also like, put it where you have concerns, your area of concern. And my area of concern is here. You see, I'm super shiny here on my cheeks, right here where my dimples are. So if I smile, you see it's there. And you can see it without me smiling, but see, it's a little shine, and I didn't put highlighter on. So that's how I know that that's really just shine. It needs to be some shine control, because I promise you, I'm not shiny like this in the morning. This is over time. So, and everybody gets a little oily over time. I mean, that's just the nature of you're putting things on your face. Also, I tend to sweat. So I sweat because I'm always hot. So I need that oil control. And knowing how to use things now, I can control it a little bit better, but I'm always in the market for fixing it and keeping it. So always in the market for something that's going to help. So I'm looking forward to Miss Danessa Myricks getting and using that and seeing how that's going to work in my areas of concern. We'll see. So that is the completed look. That is the finished product. I was very pleased with this look. I thought it was super cute. I look like somebody's little go-go dancer with this beehive on. Like somebody's little go-go dancer with all this green on too. But I really had fun with this morning, trying to knock this out real quick, and I feel like I succeeded. I did get to work. It was a little bit later than what I expected, but it wasn't too much later, so I did this pretty fast. So I want to thank you for watching. Come back and watch more of our videos later. We have our 4 series. We have this series, which is the breakdown. We also have our main series. We have the beauty haul, and we also have buying and trying. And we have regular episodes for all 4. So come back and watch us and drop a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Give me a comment. Leave me a comment. Let me know. What do you think? If you have issues with your T-zones or you got your faces a little shiny, let me know. Tell me what you're using to control and work on that and keep it to a minimum. I'm always in the market for tips and help. That's what we aim to do here at Budget Beauty. So I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for the support. Come back and see more of our videos later. Peace.